Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about relevance and irrelevance and how irrelevance counterintuitively can be one of the most liberating and motivational feelings that anyone can feel. So I'm sure that we all remember back in school, our biggest fear was feeling irrelevant. If we weren't in a particular social group, if we weren't in with the popular kids, or if we weren't part of a particular gathering or an event or invited to a party, we felt irrelevant, and that was a very paralyzing emotion because we felt invisible. And of course, as you grow older, that feeling of relevance becomes less important. It's less of a priority. It doesn't matter if you're in with a particular crowd. It doesn't matter if you're friends with particular people, because you kind of find what's comfortable for you. But I think everyone slowly comes to the realization at some point in their life that we're all truly irrelevant. What I mean by that is, for example, when you post your first Instagram picture, you normally have a very sinking feeling, your heart sinks and you think, oh no, what will the world perceive of me? Is this good? Do I look good? Do I feel good? Posting this, are people going to think that I'm attractive? All these emotions. And at the end of the day, we grossly overestimate how much anyone devotes their brain space to us. So at the very most, you may get a couple of milliseconds of someone scrolling through their Instagram thinking, yeah, that person's attractive, or wow, they look like they're having fun, or sometimes perversely you could provoke even negative feelings like, oh, I wish I was doing what that person was doing. Similarly, when you embarrass yourself, for example, like posting this YouTube video, I'm sure there are people who know me, who've seen me in real life, or who are friends with me in real life, and they see like, oh, Mr. Fan has posted a YouTube video. It might provoke some giggles, like, like, wow, that's such a weird, strange thing to do. I never knew he was into that sort of thing. And of course, that sort of stuff does factor into your decision making. Like, if I do an action, how will that be perceived by the world? But at the end of the day, those people will probably dwell on this or me uploading a YouTube video for milliseconds, maybe some seconds, but at the end of the day, it's not consequential. And that's because try and put your mind in the shoes of other people. We have so many trials, tribulations, choices to make, personal problems, aspirations, ambitions, things to work on, exams, whatever. Our brains are so full. And society has kind of molded us into these individual, slightly selfish, self-centered, ambitious people that there is not often room for many other people in your mind. Of course, your parents, your loved ones, your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, maybe they are exceptions. Maybe you do feel intensely for them, and their pain is your pain, and their happiness is your happiness. But at the end of the day, if you aggregate the amount of people you know, you probably care very insignificant amounts about what most of them are doing. Whether they start a YouTube channel, whether they take up ballet, whether they embarrass themselves. And so once you realize that we are all truly irrelevant, placed on this planet Earth, which is a floating rock in a galaxy surrounded by thousands and millions and billions of other galaxies, when you truly grasp your entire irrelevance, that liberates you, because you realize that most of the things that stop you from acting in the first place are factors that don't exist except in your mind. No one is going to start a campaign against you because of how you've embarrassed yourself by putting yourself on the internet. No one is going to boycott your novel simply because you had the audacity to publish something. No one is going to say, wow, that's a horrible screenplay, simply because you did something. Take the first step and let the results be judged for themselves. I think often we are our worst enemies by stunting our progress before the race has even begun. And the reason that I say that irrelevance is our strength is because when we truly grasp how inconsequential we are in most people's lives, in fact, maybe 99.999 recurring percent of people's lives, you realize that there's only things to gain from taking positive actions. Get out there, try new things, experiment. You only go around the track once with life. And if we continue to hinder our own progress and happiness by being our own worst enemy in our own mind, by thinking that people are out there to get us, people are out there thinking about us, people are getting together and talking about our small, tiny, minute actions in the day, we're only holding ourselves back. And so liberate yourselves and go against everything your 9-year-old self said back in the day in the playground, and embrace your irrelevance.